Hello guys! Do you want to grow your finances or your financial resources? Then this vlog is for you.
Hello, what's up guys? Jerome here. I hope you are safe and well wherever you are right now. And yeah, I think I already have mustered the confidence to start this vlog finally. Primarily because I just wanted to educate my friends and the millennial generation in general about personal finance, because a lot of my friends have been messaging me already as to how they could have the best use of their money, how they could start saving, how they could start investing, among others. So yeah, this first vlog is for you. Now, before we kickstart, I hope that you guys will hit the subscribe button below so we could learn and grow more together about personal finance. And just a disclaimer, my views and opinions here are primarily personal and do not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of those organizations and institutions that I am affiliated with. So yeah, at this juncture mga kapatid, let's now dive into the top 5 investment opportunities for you guys. Number 1, we have here the stock investments. Now, when you say stock investments, you do that in the stock market. Stock market, dalawang words yan. We have the stocks and the market. When you say stocks, these are ownership in certain companies. Like when you buy stocks, you get to be part owner of Ayala Corporation, for instance, of SM Group, of Jollibee. So you get to be part owner of these big companies. Now, when you say market, well, technically, this is where you buy and sell an item. So, stock market, technically, is where you buy and sell stocks at a specific period of time. So, yeah, I think the question really at stake here is, sino ba itong mga authorized or accredited trading platforms or participants where you could do stock investments? Now, what you have to do is you only need to visit sa pse.com.ph. Again, that's pse.com.ph. And there you would see the list of trading participants. You could see there sina BPI Securities, First Metro Securities, Call Financial, Regina Capital, Philstocks, among many others, kasi ang dami nila doon, and you would be directed as well to their website and how you can get started. Now in my case, I'm doing it at Call Financial. With Call Financial, you can open your account online and you can have your account verified within a day or two kung complete na yung mga requirements mo. And once your account is verified, you may na start funding it via any bank of your choice. And once funded na yung account mo, there you could get started. Pwede ka na bumili ng mga stocks. So, I think a more important question here, guys, that we need to actually answer is that, how do we earn? How do we actually let our money work for us through stock investments? May dalawang paraan po mga kapatid. First, it's via capital appreciation. Generally, as a company grows and become more valuable, its price per share also increases over time. Now, the keyword here is over time, because for stock investments, we do not actually encourage you to pull out your funds within 6 months or a year if you want to maximize the return of your investment. So, ideally, sana i-hold mo within 2 years or 3 years or even longer, kasi mas tataas siya generally over time as the company grows. Now, case in point, guys, for capital appreciation, I actually bought Jollibee at 106 pesos and now it's priced at about 136 pesos. Now, if you could see, there's an incremental of 30 pesos per share. So that's how you earn the increase in its price per share. So that's 30 pesos times the number of shares that you have for Jollibee. So that's the total earnings that you have. Now, for Ayala Corporation, for instance, I bought it at 490 pesos and now it's priced at a whooping 662 pesos. So how much is that? That's an incremental of about 172 pesos. And that's, I think, around 35%. So that's quite big actually as compared to the interest that you earn from the banks if you place your deposits. So second way on how to earn from stock investments, guys, is through dividends. Now, when you speak of dividends, this is actually part of the profit of the company that is being allocated by the management and to be divided among its shareholders. Case in point for Jollibee, it has just declared a cash dividend amounting to 0.62 pesos per share to all of its shareholders. So if you have 100 shares with Jollibee, then that's additional earnings of 62 pesos. Now, pro tip lang guys, with stock investments, it's also about good timing in getting into it. Now, I'm telling you, this season is actually one of the best times to invest. Why? because of the effect of this COVID-19 pandemic, most of the stock prices of the companies actually plummeted, and they don't reflect anymore its true value. So surely after a year or so, when the vaccines are already in place and people are now more comfortable spending, so there's like an increase in consumer spending, which will also drive our economy or the growth of our economy, then surely the prices of these companies will also go back to its true, if not near true value. Ayan. So number 2 guys, the investment opportunity that you could explore is what we call the Unit Investment Trust Fund, or UITF. Now this is one of the types of pooled funds. Normally this is being managed by the trust department of the bank. Now ang ginagawa here, yung portfolio manager ng banko sa trust department nila, they normally collect or pool funds from investors like you. Now when they have the funds already, they are the one who is managing it and investing it to different financial securities, like debt securities in the form of bonds, or equity securities in the form of stocks. So unlike with stock investments, ikaw mismo personally ang nag-invest sa stocks. Here, you are paying some management fee sa portfolio manager to manage your funds. Now, what's good about here is that diversified yung risk mo. So if you're a risk-averse type of investor, this is maybe the one that is for you. Kasi yung ginagawa ng portfolio manager, they are putting the funds into different baskets. So if talo sila sa basket na ito at panalo naman sila sa basket na ito, nag-net off lang siya in a way. So hindi lang na maximize yung returns, but at least may gain ka pa rin in a way, because these portfolio managers are very adept na in terms of like how to invest these funds. So maybe the return here may not be as as high as you personally investing sa stocks if you're adept with it, but at least you're getting some earnings pa rin here. Now again, the $1 million question here guys, paano ba tayo kikita sa UITF? Now, it's being called Unit Investment Trust Fund, or UITF, no, because what we're actually purchasing from the bank is the units. Kasi yung portfolio ni portfolio manager, it is being divided into different units. So yun yung bibilhin natin. So yung unit na yon, may corresponding price yon. Tinatawag natin yon sa technical term as net asset value per unit. Now, you earn based on the difference of the net asset value per unit from the time that you purchase it to the time that you pull out the funds. Now in my case, I bought the unit at 220 pesos. Now, ngayon, based on the latest report that they provided to me, it's already priced at 235 pesos. Now, kung aalis na ako, kukunin ko na yung investments ko, yung incremental na yun from 220 to 235, yung 15 pesos per unit, times the number of units na binili ko, that's the total earnings na kikitain ko from this investment. So that's how you actually earn. Now, another question that you have to answer here, or you have to take into account here, is how to get started, no? Now, what you have to do is you need to visit sa uitf.com.ph, kasi doon nakalista yung lahat ng mga bangko na nag-offer ng UITF. And there you could also see their different portfolio and their corresponding performances. So at least you get to compare which of these banks have better results or have a better return on investment, para at least alam mo kung saan kang bangko pupunta, aside from siguro factors of comfortability or accessibility or whatever that may be for you. So you need to study also. Meron silang mga nilalagay doon na 3-year or 5-year track record or performance of their portfolio. So at least that's one thing that you have to consider before choosing any bank kung saan ka mag-i-invest ng UITF. Now, third investment opportunity guys is the mutual funds. Now with mutual funds, it works similarly, almost similarly with UITF, but here it differs with the provider. Kasi yung nagbibigay ng mutual funds is the investment companies or the investment mutual fund companies such as the Soldivo, Phil Equity. Now, unlike with UITF, yung binibili mo is units, here naman yung binibili mo yung shares ng mutual fund company. In return, they are investing it to different financial securities, because just like with UITF, there's also one type of pooled funds. So the fund manager is pooling funds from different investors like you. Now, kikita ka based on the difference of the net asset value per share from the time that you purchase to the time that you pull out the funds. Now, I think one of the glaring difference lang why people go into mutual funds rather than UITF is that with mutual funds, normally mas mababa yung required investment niya. Now, most of the mutual fund companies require 5,000 pesos for you to kick off, while sa UITF naman, normally 10,000. Pero may mga ibang banks na din nag-offer ng 5,000, but normally 10,000 din sila. Kaya kung 5,000 lang yung pera ng investor, normally they go with mutual funds. And I think one of the key consideration that you have to take into account here before going into mutual funds is compare also the performances of the different mutual fund companies. Now, you can do that by visiting pifa.com.ph. There makikita nyo yung lahat ng mutual fund companies and their return of investment for the past 3 years and 5 years. Then from there, you could choose which investment fund company ang pwede nyong pasukin. Number 4 investment opportunity, guys, is the VUL, or the Variable Universal Life Insurance. Now, this is actually advisable to those millennials who wanted to tie up their investments to a life insurance, and for those whose families are dependent to you. This is actually a permanent life insurance and an investment rolled into one. Permanent life insurance because it will never expire so long as you continue to pay the premium. Investment then because a portion of your premium payment actually goes to the cash value or to the investable funds. Now again, the question at stake here is how do we actually earn with VUL, no? Now, as I said, VUL is investment and life insurance rolled into one. So depending on the insurance variant na kukunin mo, guys, and your depending on your financial goal, you can actually dictate as to what percentage of your premium payment will go to the insurance, what percentage will go to the investment. It could be in the first year, 60% will go to investment, 40% to the protection or to the insurance. Totally dependent to you and to your financial goal. Now, yung pera na mapupunta sa investment, tinatawag yun na cash value. Now, similar with UITF and mutual funds, pooled funds din ang VUL, kung saan yung napupool na pondo na iyon, ini-invest din ng manager yon sa financial securities. Now, the beauty here is that depending on the performance of your cash value, if it performs so well, you will come to a point na hindi ka na magbabayad ng premium payment kasi yung kinikita ng cash value mo is sufficient already para bayaran yung premium payment. Now, I think one of the main advantages na kailangan yung malaman about VUL over other investment-only products such as UITF, mutual funds, and stocks is that your death benefit as well as your investment portion can actually be received by your irrevocable beneficiaries without paying the estate taxes. Now, as compared to mutual funds, UITF, and stocks, that when you pass away, sorry, excuse the language, your beneficiaries will only be able to get it after paying the estate tax, which is about 6% in the Philippines. That's kind of like big, especially if malaki din yung investments mo. Now, another advantage na kailangan yung malaman about VUL is its liquidity features, meaning pwede mo siyang ma-withdraw when there is emergency. However, it comes with a fee, and the fee varies depending on when you withdraw the amount. So the earlier you withdraw the amount, the higher the fee. Kasi with VUL nga, they encourage you to like put the funds or the investments for long term. Now, I think the question also here stands on what's holding back for most of the people to go into VUL. Now, one is really a higher costs over other investment-only products because nga, this is a combination of investment and life insurance. So normally, this comes with a higher fee as well. And another one is that mas malaki ang kinakailangan niya ng investment requirement over those other investment opportunities because in this case monthly na kailangan mo magbayad, whereas those with the investment only products, it's up to you when are you going to like add in your investments. So it could be like once every 2 months, once every 3 months, depending on your cash flow. In this case, you will be forced to pay 1,500 to 3,000 depending on the variant that you will be purchasing. Monthly siya. So, buwan-buwan kang magbibigay ng 1,000 to 1,500 to 3,000. So, if most of the people, maybe their cash flow isn't enough yet, that's why they're not getting into VUL yet at the moment. And just like that, we're now finally down to our 5th business opportunity. Nakakapagod pala to, guys, no? Pero, say go, push natin. Now, the 5th business investment opportunity, guys, that you can explore on is, nasabi ko na, business investment. Now, with business investment, medyo this is not for everyone because for one, it entails higher capital of investment and it needs a lot of studying. Now, if you're someone who is not really keen onto doing an 8 to 5 day job, or not really keen on like climbing in the corporate ladder, then this maybe is for you. So for this vlog, guys, I'll just be sharing to you the top 3 or 3 indispensable factors that you have to ask yourself or you have to consider before going into business. And first of which is that you have to ask yourself, is it the right business for me? And by right business, I mean, do you have the drive, the passion to pursue really it or to learn about it? Because it's very important that in whatever business you wanted to venture into, kailangan alam at mahal mo yung ginagawa mo. Kasi whatever business that maybe you need some studying about that. So if you feel like you are passionate about cooking and there's an opportunity to put up a small restaurant or maybe kainan doon sa barangay nyo, then there's something that you can really explore, like small scale lang. Or if you're passionate about coffee because you've been drinking coffee early in the morning, then you find this opportunity or space in your town to put up a coffee shop, then that's something that you can also explore. Now, second question, guys, that you have to ask yourself before going into business is that who is your target market and what's your competitive advantage so that you can capture them. Now, when you speak of target market, depending on the product or the services that you're offering, it can be a group of people or a specific location. Now, in this case, you just have really to consciously ask yourself, what is the current size of the market? Is there still a room that you can partake, or maybe the market is already saturated? A classic example here is that when you go to a barangay, bawat kanto may sari-sari store na, and yet you still wanted to go into sari-sari store. Clearly, there's no room there for you to partake because medyo saturated ang barangay, mamaya pamilya mo na lang ang bibili. Now, you have to be creative in looking for some businesses na hindi pa masyadong in-offer doon. It could be like wala pang laundry shop sa area or nag-iisa lang. So clearly, there's a room for you to partake, and medyo mas malaki pa yung market size na pwede mong makuha doon. So that is something that you could really seize. Number 3 question, mga kapatid, na kailangan nating itanong is that meron na ba tayong required initial capital investment or yung tinatawag natin na financing requirement? Now, very important to note, mga kapatid, na when we're still starting our business, truth be told, konti pa lang talaga ang maniniwala sa atin. And on that note, we are really highly advising those budding entrepreneurs to make use of their internal funds, na pag-ipunan talaga nila yung capital investment na kailangan for them to put up the business. Kasi baka mamaya, you've been thinking so much of how you could satisfy your investors, or maybe how you could pay off the loans in such a way that it's compromising your passion, na it's not healthy to you, na it doesn't translate anymore to the good and the growth of the business. Kaya mas maganda na control mo muna yung pera mo and sa'yo muna yung gagamitin mo. Now, advisable na that you could go 50% equity and 50% debt maybe if you wanted to scale up your business. But if you are still starting, really advisable to make use full of your internal funds. And there you have it, mga kapatid. Yun na nga ang top 5 investment opportunities for millennials or for you guys to explore. Now, I hope you're a little disturbed, no? And somehow you're now thinking of some ways on how to let your money work for you, because we're not getting any younger, mga kapatid. And so if you learned something from here, I hope you won't forget to hit the subscribe button below. So if you guys have questions also or topics about personal finance that you wanted to know more about, you may also shoot them down in the comment section below. And let's see, pag-aralan natin yan, and that might be our next content for our next vlog, so that we could really grow together towards our journey for financial security. So yun na muna, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in.